you and me, and it feels so right. Oh.
All right, tonight we are continuing our series, The Christian F Word, in which we found out last week is the word fine. And I'm excited about this. I'm enjoying this series. Basically, that God has not called us to live a life that is just fine. That God is not desiring a relationship with us that can be described as fine. That our worship, that our, and sharing the gospel and sharing the good news of Christ, He doesn't want us to have this attitude that, well, I'm fine with that about it. No, there's so much more to this relationship with Him, to what He's called us to do than that. His Word says that He came to give us an abundant life, full of opportunity and full of hope. That can't be described as just fine. And so last week, I just want to kind of bring you up to speed in case you were here last week. I know we were missing a few, but we put this gauge up here, and basically what the gauge for this series is telling us that you basically respond in one of four ways when people ask you how you're doing, how's your relationship with God, how's this, how's that, how's the other. When things are rough, we say they're bad, all right, or some form of that word. And basically this means that everything's falling apart. Relationships are just everything just, all right? Nothing good is coming out of it. It feels like God has forgotten your name, okay? And then, after that, things kind of improve and they go to better. People, hey, I heard you were sick last week. How are you doing? Oh, I'm better. But the better here has nothing to do with any decision that you made or any choice that you made or any action that you did. The better that it's talking about here is just things are naturally going to get better in your life to a certain extent. All right? When you're sick, you don't really do anything. Your body just begins to recover and, you naturally kind of get better. So that's the better that we're talking about. It's no decision or nothing that you did. And then we come to this area that we call fine. And basically, fine is where better stops. Because things will eventually stop getting better on their own. And so they're going to end up here in this area that we like to call fine. And the only way to go from fine to great is you have to put some action to this. It's a choice. There's some choices that you have to make. There's some things that you have to do. All right? There's some decisions that have to be made to go from fine to great. But many people realize that, wow, you know what? It takes some work. It takes some effort to get to great. So I'm just going to hang out here at fine. We showed you this last week, and my discipleship students gave me this idea about the stoplight that you guys have when, like, you're in kindergarten, and the teacher puts everybody's name on the side of it and everything. And so, if you're just having one of those days, you're eating glue, you're picking your nose and wiping on the table, you're coloring outside the lines, God forbid. All right, you get stuck up by the red light. All right, and you don't want to finish the day on the red light because that means notes going home, somebody's talking to mom and dad, you're getting a spanking or a mouthwash out with soap like we talked about last week. It's not good. But then there's, the green light. And this is for like the kids that, they walk on water, they color inside the lines, they take their nap, they're amazing. Okay, halo around the head type stuff. All right, and that's those kids. And so you're like, wow, you know what? I don't want to end up on red, but it's a lot of work to be down there by the green light. So we discovered this area around about the yellow light, but really closer to the green light, more or less in this area right here. All right, the area that's the area we're going to call the fine area. I'm living my life fine. And so we discovered this area because the cool thing about this area is you're close to the green. There's a lot of people that are still, between you and the red, so that tells you I'm doing a lot better than they are. And we found out that, if I don't want to put all the effort and go through everything that it needs to get to the green, to stay here in this area, I just got to avoid doing the bad things. I don't necessarily have to do anything good or great or make any, crazy decisions or anything. I just got to keep from doing the bad stuff. And so we found that, I can hang out in this area right here and just be fine. But we found out last week that God did not design us to live this life just fine. And so tonight, we're going to continue with this concept of fine. Last week was all about our relationship with Christ, and we really dove into that. We had a lot of scripture. We broke it down, and it was great. Tonight, we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We're going to talk about relationships that deal with you guys. We're going to talk about your relationships, specifically your dating relationships. We're going after that tonight. So here we go. So it's going to be a different kind of night, but, it's all good. Everybody just hang on tight. Because, it's Valentine's Day. We talk about relationships around Valentine's Day. Some people get depressed when I say it's Valentine's Day. And it's not just, it's, the single people get depressed. Actually, no. There's single guys in here that know it's Valentine's Day, and they're like, I don't have to buy nothing for her. Oh, the candy is for me, all right? There's some of you right now. This is great, you know. The depression is probably more so for the guys who are dating somebody. They're like, this is like a test, man. If I don't buy the right thing, she's going to be so mad. This is depressing. Good grief. So it has nothing to do with whether or not you're dating somebody, okay? And so now, you know, we're going to be talking about two similar yet very different views on relationships and dating. Two, you know, kind of different types of people, I guess you could say. And the first type of person that we're going to talk about tonight are those who are just fine for now. People who are just fine for now. They're the people that are basically, they're living in a way that when other people see them, probably people of the opposite sex see them, that they would say, oh yeah, they're fine for now. All right, they're not someone that you would necessarily call a keeper here. All right, and then the second type of person is you know, people who are just looking for someone to be fine for now. They're not really interested in the long term. They could care less of what God has in store for them. Hey, I just want somebody who's fine for now. And what you're going to notice tonight, though, is after looking at these, sometimes both of those types of people can be actually in the same person. We can become both of those at the exact same time. So we're talking about single people out tonight. Or if you're not dating, come on, be proud, single people. Yes! They're on the front row. Hallelujah. All right. Or the second row. Either way. All right. Single people unite. Okay? All right. I want you guys to listen tonight. I got some good stuff for you, single people. You're going to like this. Okay? Where's all my people that are dating someone? I'm assuming everybody else is a dater. Raise your hand. Come on. Be proud, all you people that are dating somebody. All right, like 10 of you raise your hand for single and like 7 raise their hand for dating. Is everybody else just like, I'm scared to ask. I don't even want to know what you are. We'll do a sermon for you next week. I'm not really sure about that, but all right. So for where's all my dating people at again? Raise your hand. You got that glow. It could be sweat right now. I don't really know. All right, all my dating people though, you really need to listen tonight. We're aimed at single people tonight, but my dating people really need to listen because I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Chances are you're going to be a single person here before long. So you may want to pick up on some of these things. Okay? No, not us, Pastor Chris. We're in love. Yeah. Anyway, all right. What's the Bible say? This too shall pass. All right, anyway. Before I get in any more trouble tonight. It's so strange, though, that people's view of being single. It's like this disease that we have to cure immediately. When people are single, it's like, I must find a cure. Oh my, you're like the person who's on their deathbed, and they're willing to take anything to cure the disease. It doesn't matter. Please, just give me something to cure this virus that I have of singleness. I don't know what to do. Help me. It's like the worst thing that could ever happen to you. If being single was a movie, I think the movie would be called Untaken. That would be it. How many of you guys have ever seen the movie Taken? Come on, you've seen the movie? Dude, I love the movie Taken. It came out a couple years ago. You cannot tell me if you're a guy, after you saw that movie, you didn't want to go out and just Chuck Norris somebody right in the neck and watch them collapse. You just watch Liam Neeson go around. You're like, that's a bad dude. He don't even need a gun. I'm like, that's awesome. Does that really work? Let's try. No, let's not try it. Right? So, everybody's going to be outside on the volleyball court afterwards. Be like, all right, hold still. All right. Pastor Chris, it didn't work. He's unconscious, but he's not dead. It didn't work, okay? It's bad. Don't do that. Anyway, all right. I was in a meeting with my discipleship students, and we were talking about this series, and I was kind of sharing with them, hey guys, this is kind of what I'm thinking about. We're going to be talking about single people one night. I don't want to call them single people because that just, that's just awkward and weird, and everybody's called single. And so I'm going to blame / give credit Aaron West, all right? Aaron West, right, there he is right there. All right, Aaron said, you know what, just call them the untaken people. All right, I'm like, well, that sounds kind of positive. Okay, we'll call them the untaken people. And so this just kind of went from there, this idea of being untaken. So if you've seen the movie Taken, this is like an intense, serious movie. And we in no way, shape, or form are making fun of human slavery and all these other things, okay? That's not what we're saying tonight. But, you see this movie Taken, it's like intense. You're like, oh my goodness, is he going to get her? Oh, here he is, chopping somebody else's neck. They deserved it. I'm glad they got it. Yeah. All right? And you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. I loved it. Many of us feel that way, though, about the idea of being single, of being untaken. It was like on the edge of our seat, we're just kind of like, oh, if somebody doesn't take me soon, I'm going to karate chop them in the neck. Good grief, they don't know what's going on, all right? And that's the kind of way we feel. So if we were to make a movie, we would call it Untaken.